why, allegedly, reportedly. All right, other big news from the basketball universe last night. Some very surprising news. The winningest coach in college basketball history, Tara VanDerveer, very surprising. I would consider it quite surprising.
I feel like reports were coming out that like this would be her last tournament at the start of the tournament.
The thought was when she passed Gino as winningest, no, she didn't pass Gino. Who did she pass? Coach K, yeah. When she passed Coach K as winningest coach in college basketball history, some of the conversation popped off like, will she hold this forever? Gino is within striking distance, so who coaches the longest will probably be the one who ends up being in that top spot for a significant period of time. But I don't think it was considered possible that this was the end, especially given how Stanford goes out. They were a 1 seed. They get upset. Cameron Brink is going to the WNBA, but she's been at Stanford for 38 years, and all of the Bay Area reporters that I follow seemed genuinely surprised by the news last night and commented on her having a pretty good poker face because nobody really had any idea that this was coming, especially last night. But it's crazy when you look at it. 1,216 wins is her total tally there. A 3-time NCAA champion, 15-time Pac-12 champion, 5-time National Coach of the Year. She started as an unpaid grad assistant. She went on to become the winningest head coach in NCAA history. When we talk about the fabric of women's basketball that was laid to allow for this season to be what it was, that allowed for a Caitlin Clark to have as monumental of a season and a growth in eyeballs on the women's game, like it's people like Tara VanDerveer who allowed the sport to become what it is today and to have it be healthy enough to be great. And one of her last press conferences was talking about just how great the Pac-12 was, and from one Pac-12 princess to another, she will be missed.
This feels like you watched Endgame, right? Mm-hmm. You watched Infinity War also, where Thanos, after the snap, just snaps himself to a restful planet and kind of sits down and looks out. It's like, now I can finally rest. Like that's the type of work VanDerveer put in for this sport.
Now I don't have to do the ACC travel schedule.
now I can rest, man. Now I can look around and look at the health of the game right now. Look at all of the stars in this game, players and coaches, and know it's in good hands. Know that I did my part to help elevate this to the point to where now we'll talk about it here in a bit, is outdrawing the men's championship game, right? We've gotten to that point. It's changing a whole lot. I can rest. I helped get it here. I helped lay the foundation for the continued growth of women's basketball. Shout out to Coach VanDerveer and all that she accomplished. This game wouldn't be what it is today if not for people like her. So shout out to her.
Let's talk about it, CJ. Let's talk about it. The women's championship game, for the first time ever, outdrew the men's championship game. How many people watched South Carolina beat Iowa? That would be 18.9 million people. How many people watched UConn Purdue? That would be 14.8 million. I am not great at math, but I am